Let's go on an adventure, because this bike segment just went absolutely insane. For 2 decades, adventure bikes followed a simple formula: compromise everything to do everything adequately. But 2026? That playbook is dead. Right now, manufacturers are unleashing adventure motorcycles with technology that didn't exist 5 years ago. These 15 machines prove you can have it all: comfort, power, technology, and capability without sacrificing a single thing. Number 15, the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 Rally. We kick off with the people's champion. The Royal Enfield Himalayan has always been the GOAT: slow, stubborn, but unstoppable. For 2026, Enfield is rumored to be releasing a rally spec of their new water-cooled 450 platform to compete with the Mini Dakar lookalikes. It features the Sherpa 452 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine. It produces 40 horsepower and 29 foot-pounds of torque. The Rally trim adds a higher front fender, tubeless cross-spoke wheels, and upgraded KYB suspension with longer travel to soak up the rough stuff. It is simple, rugged, and finally fast enough to sit at highway speeds without exploding. Rajay, an adventure guide in the Himalayas, says, "The old 411 was a tank, but slow. The new 450 is a revelation. I can actually overtake trucks now." It took a beating on the rocks in Speedy Valley and asked for more. It is the best value ADV bike on earth. The price is the killer feature. Expect the new Rally Edition to cost around $6,500. Used 450s are already appearing for $5,000. But if you want budget pricing but crave significantly more power and a twin-cylinder engine, China has an answer that is scaring the Japanese brands. Number 14, the CF Moto 800 MTX. This is the disruptor. CF Moto has been partnering with KTM for years, and now they are using that knowledge to build a serious weapon. The 800 MTX is the hard adventure version of their touring bike. It features the 799 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine derived from the KTM LC8C. It creates 95 horsepower. That is serious power. It features distinctive low-slung fuel tanks, rally style, to keep the center of gravity low. It has 21-inch front wheels, high-spec KYB suspension, and Bosch electronics, including cornering IBEs. The price is aggressive, expected to land around $10,500 new. You won't find this level of spec for less. So listen, if you want to keep your hard-earned cash in your pocket instead of giving it to the dealership, do me a favor, please click that like button and subscribe. It helps us find more bargains for you. Now let's continue with the countdown. However, if you don't trust the newcomers and want a machine with a reputation for being absolutely unkillable, Suzuki has sharpened their mid-sized weapon. Number 13, the Suzuki V-Strom 800D Rally Edition. Suzuki finally ditched the V-twin for a parallel twin, and the result is magnificent. For 2026, the DE model gets polished with bold new graphics and refined suspension settings. It features a 776 cubic centimeter parallel twin with a 270-degree crank. It makes 83 horsepower, but it is the torque delivery that shines. It is linear, predictable, and grunts out of corners beautifully. The Rally Edition adds heavy-duty crash bars, a skid plate, and knobby tires right from the showroom floor. The ergonomics are classic Suzuki comfort. It is spacious. The handlebars are high and wide. The seat is one of the most comfortable stock seats in the industry. It feels slightly physically larger than its competitors, giving you a sense of stability and protection. It is a big, mid-sized bike. This is the ultimate daily driver that can do the Trans-America Trail on the weekends. It balances commute comfort with genuine dirt capability better than almost anything. Mike, a commuter from Seattle, says, "I loved my old V-Strom 650, but it was boring. The new 800DE has character. The engine rumbles. The suspension actually works off-road now. I ride it to work every day, rain or shine, and I haven't had a single issue. It's a Suzuki. It will run forever." The price sits around $11,500 new. Used models are dropping into the $9,000 range, making them a steal. Suzuki is reliable, but maybe you want the raw, unfiltered rally experience? There is a lightweight contender that weighs less than some dirt bikes. Number 12. The Covey 800X Rally. Cove is another Chinese brand, but they are different. They go racing. They race the Dakar Rally, and they built this bike based on what they learned. The 800X is an obsession with weight reduction. It features a 799 cubic centimeter parallel twin making 95 horsepower. But here is the headline. It weighs roughly 360 pounds dry. That is insane. It is 40 pounds lighter than a Yamaha T7. It has massive ground clearance and suspension travel that rivals professional race bikes. The ergonomics are pure dirt bike. The seat is a thin, hard plank. The bike is incredibly narrow. There is zero wind protection. It is not built for comfort. It is built for speed in the desert. If you sit down, you are doing it wrong. This bike is for the hardcore dirt rider who wants a twin-cylinder engine but hates heavy adventure bikes. It is best used for turning desert whoops into a playground. Donnie, a desert racer from California, told us, "I've owned KTMs, I've owned Hondas. The Cove feels like a mountain bike with 100 horsepower. It's sketchy on the highway because it's so light, but in the sand, it's cheating. Nothing catches it." The price is around $9,000. It is a niche machine, but for the right rider, it is the holy grail. But perhaps you want that rally capability from a brand with a deeper dealer network and Italian heritage? Number 11. The Aprilia Touareg 660 Factory. Aprilia entered the middleweight chat and arguably stole the crown. For 2026, we expect a factory version with upgraded Öhlins suspension and a dedicated titanium exhaust. It features the 659 cubic centimeter parallel twin derived from the RSV4 Superbike engine. It makes 80 horsepower. It feels punchy, revvy happy, and alive. The chassis is a masterpiece of balance, offering the best suspension action in the class straight out of the box. The ergonomics are slim and purposeful. The fuel tank sits low in the frame, making the bike feel incredibly light to tip side to side. The seat is flat and narrow. Luigi from Italy writes, "The Touareg is the best handling bike I've ever owned. On the road, it carves like a sport bike. Off-road, the traction control is magic. It lets you slide just enough to feel like a hero. It has that Italian flair that the Japanese bikes lack." The price for a standard model is $12,000, with the factory edition likely pushing $14,000. Italian flair is great, but sometimes you just want the most famous name in adventure riding, refined to perfection. Number 10. The Honda Transalp 750. The Transalp returned, and it brought balance to the force. For 2026, Honda is expected to update the face with a more aggressive headlight and improved suspension damping. It features the 755 cubic centimeter Unicam parallel twin. It makes 90 horsepower. Yes, it has more horsepower than the Suzuki or the Yamaha. It is a sleeper. It is lightweight, agile, and typically Honda smooth. The reach to the bars is natural. It feels like a bike you have owned for 10 years the moment you sit on it. It is the perfect all-rounder. It doesn't excel at hard enduro, but it is brilliant at commuting, touring, and gravel road exploring. Tom, a high-mileage rider from the UK, says, "I did 20,000 miles in the first year. The Transalp just disappears underneath you. It's not intimidating. It's fast enough to cruise at 90 miles per hour all day. It's the most honest motorcycle I've ever bought." The price is a bargain, starting around $10,000. It is the sensible choice that also happens to be fast. Sensible is good, but cult followings are built on character. The next bike is the one that arguably started the modern middleweight craze, and it refuses to change its winning formula too much. Number 9. The Yamaha Tenere 700 Extreme. The T7 is a legend. For 2026, The Extreme Edition becomes the standard for off-roaders, featuring high fender styling and long-travel KYB suspension. It features the CP2689 cubic centimeter parallel twin. It makes 72 horsepower. The ergonomics are tall and slim. The Extreme seat is very high, pushing 36 inches. It is top-heavy when full of gas, which is its only flaw. But when standing up, the cockpit is perfect. It feels like a big dirt bike. This is the bike for the purist, the rider who hates computers and wants a direct connection between the throttle and the tire. Jake from Colorado says, "I've dropped my T7 off cliffs. I've drowned it in rivers. I pick it up, push the button, and it starts. There is nothing to break. It's a goat. I will never sell it." The price is climbing, now sitting around $11,500 for the high-spec models. Used ones hold value insanely well. Analog is great, but sometimes you want luxury in a package that looks like a concept bike. If you've ever said, "I don't need another bike," and bought one that week, tap like. Denial is a lifestyle. Number 8, the Husqvarna Norden 901 Expedition. Under the skin, it is a KTM 890, but on the outside, it is something much more stylish. The Norden 901 Expedition is the travel-focused version. It features the 889 cubic centimeter parallel twin, making 105 horsepower. It comes standard with soft luggage, heated grips, a heated seat, and a massive touring windshield. The suspension is plush WP Explorer that floats over bumps. The ergonomics are wider and more comfortable than its KTM cousin. The seat is broad and supportive. The fairing is wide, pushing the wind around your shoulders effectively. It feels premium. It feels like a piece of Scandinavian furniture. This is the best mid-size tourer. It eats miles effortlessly, but can still handle serious BDR routes thanks to its chassis. Lars from Sweden writes, "I bought the Norden for the looks, but the comfort is what surprised me. I can ride 8 hours a day without fatigue. The electronics are intuitive. It's a sophisticated adventurer. The price is premium, around $16,000. You pay for style and accessories included. Style is nice, but what if you want a triple engine that howls like a banshee?" Number 7, the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro. Triumph updated the Tiger recently, and it is a beast. For 2026, it remains the king of the triple-cylinder middleweights. It features an 888 cubic centimeter T-plane, crank triple. It produces 108 horsepower. The T-plane crank gives it a rough, twin-like character down low for traction, but that screaming triple rush at the top end. It comes loaded with crash bars, heated seats, and tire pressure monitoring. The ergonomics are commanding. You sit high and upright. The handlebars are perfectly placed for seated touring. The seat is adjustable. It feels incredibly refined, with zero vibration through the bars. This is the best road-biased adventure bike that can still handle dirt. If you do 80% road and 20% dirt, this is unmatched. Graham from the UK says, "It always rains here, and the engine is the star. It pulls hard in every gear. The fit and finish are miles ahead of the Japanese bikes. It feels expensive. I use it for commuting and weekend camping, and it's perfect." The price is around $17,000. It is pricey, but you don't need to add anything to it. But if you want to stay on the road and carve corners with a 4-cylinder scream, Kawasaki has upsized their versatile tourer. Number 6, the Kawasaki vs 1100 SCE. Kawasaki took the Versys 1000 and boarded out. The new Versys 1100C is a tall rounder. It is not really an off-road bike, but it sits in the adventure class. It features a 1,099 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine. It makes 135 horsepower. It is turbine smooth. It features Showa electronic suspension, Skyhook, that adjusts hundreds of times a second to keep the chassis flat. The ergonomics are essentially a La-Z-Boy recliner on wheels. The seat is massive. The legroom is generous. The wind protection is absolute. It is the most comfortable motorcycle on this list for a passenger. This is the ultimate sport tour in disguise. It is for the rider who admits they will never go off-road, but wants the comfort of an ADV bike. Ken from Ohio shares, I traded my Goldwing for the Versys. It's lighter, faster, and just as comfortable. The electronic suspension is magic on potholes. My wife loves the back seat. We ride 500 miles on Sundays for brunch. The price is around $18,000. It is a lot of bike for the money. Smoothness is great, but maybe you want character. Maybe you want a transverse V-twin with a shaft drive and Italian heritage. I'll introduce you to a stunning machine. Number 5, the Moto Guzzi Stelvio. Moto Guzzi returned to the ADV game with the new Stelvio, built on the V100 liquid-cooled platform. It is a stunning machine. It features a 1,042 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled transverse V-twin. It makes 115 horsepower and 77 foot-pounds of torque. Crucially, it has a shaft drive, no chain maintenance on your adventure. It also features RADAR technology for adaptive cruise control. The ergonomics are active touring. The windshield is electrically adjustable, a rare feature in this class. The aerodynamic wings on the tank deploy to keep wind off your legs. It feels solid, planted, and uniquely mechanical. The engine rocks to the side when you rev it. This is for the connoisseur, the rider who wants to cross Europe in style and stand out from the sea of BMWs. Marco from Milan says, the Stelvio is beautiful. The active aero actually works. The engine pulls like a train from 2,000 RPM. It's heavy, but it carries the weight low. It feels like a flying fortress. The price is around $16,500. Shaft drives are excellent, but what if you want the original Dakar winner, updated with massive tech? Then you should go for a benchmark of reliability. Number 4, the Honda Africa Twin Adventure Sports. The Africa Twin is the benchmark for reliability. For 2026, the Adventure Sports model gets a 19-inch front wheel for better road handling and updated DCT. It features a 1,084 cubic centimeter parallel twin making 101 horsepower. The DCT dual clutch transmission allows for automatic shifting, which is a game changer off-road. You can't stall it on a hill climb. It features electronic suspension and Apple CarPlay. The ergonomics are perfect. Honda spent millions studying rider geometry. You fit into the bike perfectly. The Adventure Sports has a massive fuel tank for 300-mile range. It is the best automatic adventure bike. If you have knee issues or just want to relax and enjoy the view, the DCT is a miracle. Yuki from Japan writes, I was skeptical of the automatic transmission. Now I won't ride anything else. It shifts perfectly every time. Off-road, it lets me focus on my line instead of the clutch. It makes me a better rider. The price is around $19,000. It is expensive, but it holds its value incredibly well. Now we enter the heavyweights, the horsepower kings, the nuclear options, the top 3 lords. Number 3, the KTM 1390 Super Adventure R. If you want to do 100 miles per hour in the dirt, this is the only choice. The new 1390 Super Adventure R is a monster. It features a 1,350 cubic centimeter V-twin, making 160 horsepower. It rips. It wheelies in 4th gear. It features massive WPXP-LOR suspension with nearly 9 inches of travel. It is a race bike with panniers. The ergonomics are attack mode. The seat is one piece and flat. The tank sits low, saddlebag style, to keep the weight down. It feels surprisingly agile for a big bike, but the seat height is tall at 35 inches. This is for the expert rider. If you don't know what you are doing, this bike will hurt you. But if you do, it is the most capable big-bore ADV bike on Earth. Brad, a desert racer, says, the 1390 is terrifying and wonderful. It eats whoops like a 450. The power is addictive. I've scared myself more on this bike than any other, and I love it. The price is $21,000. It is a serious investment for a serious machine. Power is fun, But luxury and Italian speed are a seductive combination. Only one bike combines both in perfect proportions. Number 2, the Ducati Multistrada V Force Grand Tour. If the BMW is the Land Rover of the motorcycle world, the Ducati Multistrada Vi 4S is the Ferrari Purosangue. This is not a bike for muddy trails. This is a hyper-tourer built for speed and luxury. At its heart beats the 1,158 cubic centimeter V4 Gran Turismo engine. This is a power plant derived directly from MotoGP technology, but re-engineered for the road. It abandons the traditional desmodromic valves for a spring valve system, pushing the major service interval to an incredible 36,000 miles. It produces 170 horsepower. It is smooth at low speeds, violent at high RPMs, and sophisticated at all times. It features state-of-the-art safety tech, including front and rear radar. This enables adaptive cruise control that maintains distance from the car ahead, and blind spot detection that warns you of traffic in your mirrors. It makes highway miles vanish effortlessly. The ergonomics are pure luxury. The Grand Tour Edition comes with heated seats, heated grips, and a center stand standard. The rider triangle is relaxed and upright, creating a bubble of silence at 120 miles per hour. The semi-active Skyhook suspension adjusts hundreds of times a second, turning potholed roads into glass. It is the best sport touring ADV bike on the market. It will keep up with Panigales in the canyons on Saturday and cross a continent in comfort on Sunday. Alessandro from Italy says, "Do not confuse this with a dirt bike. It is a hyper-tourer. The radar cruise control changes everything on the highway. The engine sounds like a racing bike. It is pure emotion." The price is exclusive, sitting around $28,000. It is for the rider who wants the absolute best performance and can afford to pay for it. But there is one king, the bike that invented the category and has just been reinvented to dominate it once again. Number 1, the BMW R 1300 G's Adventure. The king is dead. Long live the king. The new R 1300 GS Adventure is the undisputed ruler of the segment for 2026. It is controversial, it is complex, and it is brilliant. It represents the biggest shift in BMW's history. It features a completely redesigned 1,300 cubic centimeter boxer twin, making 1,045 horsepower. But the headlines are all about the transmission. It uses the new automated shift assistant, ASA. This system eliminates the clutch lever entirely, but keeps the shifter pedal, allowing you to choose between fully automatic cruising or manual shifting without the hand fatigue. The ergonomics are massive. It carries a huge 30-liter fuel tank, nearly 8 gallons, that creates a wall of wind protection around the rider. But despite the size, it is surprisingly accessible thanks to adaptive vehicle height control. The bike physically lowers itself by over an inch when you come to a stop, allowing shorter riders to flat-foot this beast. It even features an electric center stand to lift the bike for you with the push of a button. It is a technological marvel designed to make heavy adventure riding accessible to everyone. The price is steep, easily crossing $30,000 when fully loaded. But for that money, you get the gold standard of adventure. So what's on your mind? Want to know what's on mine? Catch motorcycles, not feelings. Click on the next video and join our tribe by subscribing to Iron Pulse. And if you like this video, prove it by hitting like.